W Home Show. Today I've got another 3D project to share with you. This is a project I designed myself on Tinkercad, and I call it the LED sound display. And it's pretty exciting. I can't wait to get it up and running. I haven't done anything yet except for print all the pieces out. Now let's just go over what you're going to need first, because you're going to need some extra stuff to put all this together. This here is a power block I've got. This is a 5 volt 10 amp power block, and that is going to actually power the LED music controller that's going to control our individual addressable LED strip. And this controls music. It's the SP107E model. I'll leave all the links below in the description below for all these things that you'll need. This is the actual WS2812B addressable lighting LED strips. It's one roll here. And then you're also going to need these 3-pin RGB LED extension cable conduit connectors to connect the cut LED splices together. All right, and then you're going to need a large 3D printer. Mine is a Anycubic Chiron. It's a mega bed, so you're going to need at least, I think, 320 or 330 millimeter size square bed at least. And I did print some of my parts on the Anycubic D, the Delta printer over here, the Predators. Anyway, what we got here, let me raise this up for you. We've got the base. You're going to need the 3D printed base, like that. And then we've got the back platform. This is what the LED strips are going to run into. They're going to run in these channels up and down, and we're going to create with our LED strips a sound display that looks like an equalizer as it's inputting music into the controller. So it's going to look like an equalizer effect and all kinds of different effects you can put on the sound bar. So we're going to go ahead, that slides down into here like that. Very cool. Then you've got your lens. This is 3D printed as well. After you get your LEDs in, you're going to put the lens over top. And then we've got the 3D printed top bar retainer like that. And then in the back, this is where you're going to have your power block back here, and all your wiring will come together back here. And that will go in the back like this. If you can see that, I'll adjust the camera in a minute. And then you've got your back lid cover to hide all of your power equipment. Just like that, guys. There it is. Now, let me show you some better angles of it. All right, and we're back, guys, with our LED sound display 3D printed. Now we're going to unpackage the SP107E, the music controller for the LED strips. This is what you get in there. Here's the controller, and this can hear sound. You've even got an audio adapter that can plug into here. We're not going to use this, but you can plug it into here and then plug this into your phone or stereo if you want, like that. If you're going to have this set up on your stereo cabinet or something, maybe that's an option, get direct sound to this controller. But in our case, we're just going to have it opened to listen and hear, just kind of like an Alexa. So we also got our power cord jack adapter, and that's going to go right in here. The colors match to the wires right there. And it comes also with the little screwdriver, so you don't need any tool for this. And then also the adapter, we're going to need 3-pin adapter that will plug or actually go into here, follow the colors of the cords, screw them into there, and then this will plug into your addressable LED strip end. And then we're going to loop that around here on our 3D print. Loop it up and down in line like a snake with our connectors. And it's got a line right there. That's where you can connect it and then create another strip. So we need to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 strips of 16. So I'm going to get to cutting. And I can just use this as a gauge so I don't have to count out the individual LEDs every time. I know by the length. All right, we've got our 15 strips cut to length, and we're going to start coming up from the bottom of the back plate with our first strip that contains our power connector and data connector right there. So we want that to start from the bottom and go up like that. So before I unpeel this, take a bag of our connectors here. Get some of these out. This is what we're going to use to snake these together. See, like this, and then loop it back around to the next strip. And we're going to peel and stick. So before I peel and stick this, I'm just going to see how this goes by connecting this first connector. And I believe, so they got the red one on here from the factory. The red one is the power. So I think I want to maintain that. So see, you have red, yellow, and white on the connector. So I'm going to maintain that red as the power. So when you use the plus 5 volt, so I'm just going to open my connector end up like that. I don't like that it's backwards. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, if I go this way, yeah, here we go. This way it opens up in the front. I'm going to slide my LED in there. There is like a little channel for it to slide into, and I think what I have to do is peel off just to make it a little bit thinner so it slides in there better. Go ahead and peel off the end here of that sticky adhesive protector right there, and then go ahead and slide it in to the channel. And underneath those 3 connector pins. And it might be kind of difficult to slide because, of course, it's got adhesive on the back there. But I got mine in, and then we're going to snap it down. I'm going to peel off my strip here at the end so I can get it to fit into the connector first. Make sure my red wire is going to plus 5V on the LED strip, and slide it right underneath those 3-pin connectors and snap that in place and snap that shut. Then you can go ahead and stick it in there. And I see something here, the second row, that's not going to fit in there. Hope that's going to work. Let's see. That may not work, so I'm going to have to modify this print, guys. I'm going to have to modify this print to give us more room for our connectors at the bottom. So I'm going to modify the print. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back, guys. With the magic of video editing, I was able to quickly design and recreate a new prototype part to replace this one so that our connectors won't be sticking out like this, because we need our lens to go over this. So I made more room in the bottom of this one. It's a different color. It's black instead of gray. And I made a little bit more room up here for our wire from our connectors to run in through this gap up here. So let's get back to business. I'm going to go ahead and peel these first layers off of the LED strips. And I noticed they weren't sticking very well. As they just sat here over the last day, they started peeling up. So I'm going to put like about 3 dabs of this clear silicone glue and dab that on each strip to keep it in place for a long period of time. So let me go ahead and transfer these over and get started into wrapping these strips up into this part right here, our new part. And I won't bore you with this part too much. I'm just going to go ahead and continue inserting these LED strips and the connectors and just snaking them around and get them all in place, and we'll be right back. Guys, one thing I did find out when you try to slide the LED strip into the connector end, peel off the adhesive right where the connectors are at the end so that it will slide into the plastic connector really easy. Just peel off just about 1/4 inch from the end down, kind of like that, and just fold it over, and that will make it a lot easier for you. And again, remember, follow your pointer arrows on how you run the lines. Make sure that's clear and going in a snake direction. All right, guys, we finally made it to the end, the last row, making sure all our arrows are going up and down, following the wire path. And I put some clear silicone glue on under each of these strips as well in several places. But once we get our lens cover over here, they'll be set in place good enough to stay for the long term. All right, guys, I downloaded the app. This is the app right here. Whoops. LED cord app right here. And down at the bottom, you got to select what type of LEDs you're operating with. And we've got, by the package here, WS2812B. I'm going to leave it on RGB. I'm not sure about that. I might have to check that. RGB. And we're going to do WS2811. That's the closest. So select that. And then segments. We've got, please connect the device first. Okay. Here it is, SP107 at the top. I'm going to select that. It is switched to on, and then we want RGB WS2811. Select that. Segments. We've got segments. I've got 15 strips across. So I'm going to say that's, I don't know, I'm going to try 15. And pixels, we got 16 times 15 strips is 240. Pixels in per segment must not be more than 150. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do in each segment we got 16. Equals total pixels 240. That's good to go right there. Say okay. Select that and enter. And here's our color right here. And different, let's see, we got strip, matrix. Okay, we're still only getting one strip lit here, so we might have a bad connection here. Let me check this second connection fitting. Darn, I don't know why it's only doing one section right now. Let me unclip this and just wiggle it around a bit. All right, guys, in order to get all these strips to work, I'm almost there, as you can see. All of them are lit up except for the last final 5 strips there. And I found out my issue. It's with these connectors, and they're supposed to be meant for these 2812 individual LEDs. But when you put them, slide them in there, the pins there, they are supposed to slide under. There are 3 going like this, and the 2 outer ones are kind of too far outside. So I'm taking a little screwdriver and just prying the outer ones in a little bit closer to the middle. And then what I do from there, I just take the screwdriver and press firmly down to make sure they're making good contact again, so that I didn't lift them in any way. And then I'm reattaching them to the ends of the light strips one by one, and they're starting to work. All right guys, I got them all working. So this is the disadvantage of not just soldering them directly with wires, but you've got the convenience of not getting out a soldering iron, or if you don't know how to solder, you will have to mess with these connectors a little bit to get them, the pins to line up onto the individual light strips so that they make a good solid connection. Like you see we have here, all of them going and lighting up. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck these wires into place without disrupting the connectors too much, so that we can go ahead and get this all set up and installed with the lens cover over it. Coming up. Just make sure your lens is not in the wires, don't back, out of the way. You can see that. The lens slides down too high. Our lens is down at the bottom, slid in totally. Make sure your wires up here can fit in that void gap at the top. Then we put our cap on, slide this on, keeping the wires in there. Tap on it, make sure everything's working still. Looks good. Looks like I might have to print some 3D clips for the edges of this lens as well. But let's just go on with this, see how it looks. I'm getting pretty impressed with it so far. So, show you what I'm doing. I'm just trying to stuff all this stuff in here. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Now, guys, we got to test this out. We're already seeing some results as I'm speaking here into the back of the SP107E. Now this is not a true equalizer. It just kind of puts on a light show. Kind of looks like an equalizer effect, doesn't it? So we're going to go through some of these effects with some music and stuff right away. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and test this out. We're going to go into the LED Cord app, which we downloaded a little bit earlier. And notice we've got some action here on our LED sound display. I'm going to go ahead and open LED Cord. It's recognizing my voice and displaying with my voice, which is really cool. And when you log in here, you're going to want to log into your SP107E. I see it here. I'm going to tap on that. And that should load into this controller. Otherwise, it remembers the last setting. And this was the last setting that it was on. Okay, we're in there. We've got our segments in there. We got our GRB WS2811 selected, 15 segments, 16 pixel segments, 240 total. We're going to enter. And here you've got the matrix view or strip. If you touch the top or the left bottom, strip or matrix. And also at the very bottom, you've got just light show. Different light shows. You can scroll at the top through all these different settings of light shows if you want. And now this is not reacting with sound. This is just a light show. You can press auto and just go through the different light shows and then stop at whatever one you prefer, just to test them all out. But in our case, we're going to go back to sound at the bottom for music. See that music note? Select that sound. And I like the matrix ones with sound. It gives you that equalizer effect, as you see there. And right now I have it on auto. See there, if you tap at the bottom right corner, this is selection 17, or you can scroll at the top. Just scroll through the different matrix the patterns that they have here that work with sound. Or you can do auto. And you can change the sensitivity of it. If it's too sensitive, you can change the sensitivity of it. I like it to hear it from far away, so it's always putting on a light show. And you can make the falling dot colors a different color. If you don't want, you know, red or purple, you can select green. You can make the column colors different. Very cool with all these settings. Now it's getting me dizzy watching all this. All right, now let me see. I'm going to do the bar column color as a blue and the dot color as like an orange. See how you can do that? And then go back to multicolor right here. That's pretty cool. This is where it splits from the middle and goes to top and bottom. I kind of like the equalizer effect like this one here, or even this one or this one. So guys, what did you think about my project? I'm going to leave you here in the dark, have another view at this on our way out. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this project. If you have any questions, I'll leave all the links to where to download the 3D files in the description below, and all the products that I needed, like the SP107E and the power supply, and even the LED strips and connectors. So guys, I hope the instructions helped you, and I hope you have fun building your own, and I'll see you on the next one.
In Southern California, it's where the people came to play. Don't let them transform you. Come and see what you've been missing on a little slice of heaven. It's the only place we're living. It's that West Coast point of view. Easy when it's always summertime fun. You and I get free attitude. Who cares what the people think? It's been turning kinda gray in Southern California.